what's going on, fellow currency lovers? Let's just jump into it. I won't talk your faces off. We're looking for really valuable banknotes in a bunch of 20s I just grabbed out of the ATM. I didn't have any loose bills after I spent them all out. So, 360 bucks. Let's just go through it. It's all 20s. First off, for a second there, I thought we had a radar note, but I can't read. That would have been where you can read the serial number forward to backward, backward to forward. That makes sense. Front to back, back to front, whatever. You get what I'm saying. Other than that, printed really nicely. They should be because they're straight out of the ATM. Nothing on the back. Keep an eye out around the repetitious 20s. Sometimes there's some print issues there. And folded up, creased up, 2017. Also keep an eye around the color changing ink. The actual color of ink. I just covered a video talking about contaminated ink issues. It's called a contaminated inkwell error, and typically that'll result in the serial number being darker, almost black, or actually black in color. Other than that, nothing jumping out so far. Don't be confused by these little marks that look like tick marks. Those are the little teeth. I'll zoom in, or I'll bring it up to the camera, rather. Those little marks right there at the top of the note, that's from the little money counting machine at the bank. Looks like a lot of these were kind of in order. Similar serial numbers, Series 2017A. Nothing jumping out. Keep an eye out around kind of the open spaces. Sometimes where these trees are printed around the White House, you'll see some ink smears and stuff. So far, nothing crazy. These are in order somewhat. Nothing on the front of that one. Really wavy. I guess I must have I put them in my console of my truck, but, you know, hey. This one's also beat up. I do know that some ATMs, I think, circulate bills in a sense, you know, like when people deposit them, it'll circulate them and put them out for people who withdraw them. Looks like part of either just a pen mark or a counter stamp when they receive or send bills out from the bank. 2017A also. Some 7s, but nothing really jumping out on that one. I thought this would be kind of just a fun, quicker banknote search than my normal gas bag, long-winded ones. Nothing there. Yeah, a little bit of... If it would have been less... Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, less serial number, lower serial number, if I can talk. This one's kind of missing a little bit of that 5 there, one of the 5s, the first one. But I really call 4 or more zeros a low serial number. In some cases, maybe 3 zeros, depending on how cool the serial number is. You might hold on to that. And nothing crazy. They can't all be winners. Can't always find something. You know, what's the fun in that? If you found something valuable every time you go through currency, then currency wouldn't be valuable to the collector, right? Almost a date note. Would have been cool for this to be like 0130, 1968. That would have been a nice birthday note for somebody, and I would have held on to that and threw it on the old currency group online and seen if anybody wanted it. But so far, nothing. Little bit of kind of stray ink going on. Right around the series date. Right around Stephen's signature, Secretary of the Treasury. Little excess ink there. So if it would have been more dramatic, I probably would have held on to it. Somebody had $92 somehow with 20s. Interesting. Lots of 9s going on. If it would have been more repetitious, like 9s and maybe one other digit, I probably would have held on to it. But not repetitious enough for me. Nothing going on there. The heck? All sorts of crap going on in this thing. 2017A. This one behind it looks like it's seen its day too. Let's look at the reverse. Nothing on the front. What the heck? Donald Trump lives here. All right. Somebody bought a stamp for that. I like stamp notes. This is... I don't go political. So, you know, whether you like Trump or not, whether I like Trump or not, doesn't really matter. But it's a funny stamp. I've seen a bunch of them. A lot of people hate the Where's George ones, too. I've seen ones that they had Biden lives here. I've seen those with a blue stamp as opposed to a red. So, you know, let me know your opinion on that. But interesting enough, Donald Trump lives here. Alrighty. I'm going to not set that aside. I don't really care for those types of stamps. I more collect counter stamps and funky little critters. I've seen a bunch of rabbits and bird type stamps that people put on them. And then I like Where's George stamps. So I hold on to those and then put them on the site and then send them back out into circulation. Nothing going on the front of this. Nicely printed, a little bit of a fold action in the middle here, but not going to hurt the $20 value. Last but not least, got a nice 2017 A note as well. Nothing in the serial number. Everything looks nicely printed. Let's look at the reverse. Little bit of stray ink here, but nothing to call home about. And this one's got a little bit of damage along the edge here. So if it was collectible, condition would kind of drag that value down. So other than our goofy Donald Trump lives here stamp on our $20 bill, nothing valuable in this one. Even if it was a cool stamp, that usually detracts from value anyway. Let me know what you've come across in your coin and banknote searches lately in the comments. I love hearing about that stuff. Let me know if you found that gold doubloon hiding in your sock drawer and you're now a billionaire. I would love to hear that story. But I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.